Daith da, Ewi Nagan. Welcome to podcast number 48. Well, this week's special guest is Win Hoskin, and I popped up to Delabole this week to have a yarn and talk about her memories and everything. And God, what a memory she got. I think she said she was born in 1929, and I was there a couple of hours. We had a lovely chat. So what I'm going to do, I'm changing it a bit. The podcast is evolving as it goes on. And I'm thinking, because like some things happen during the week and I've said, well, I'll put that off until a podcast in the future. But I got so many interviews coming up, which is fantastic. So I'm thinking I might, when I do the interviews, might have shorter clips every week and then just put in the bits that I want to put in while they're still relevant. Otherwise, by the time I get round to it, 'tis old news sort of thing. So that's my plan anyway. But so this week, anyway, we've got the first part of me interview with Win, and then there'll be a little bit more next week, maybe the week after. I'll see how it goes, see time-wise sort of thing. But I'm sure you're going to enjoy this, and I'll be here directly once we finish, just to round off. So here we go, speak to you directly. Get on, Win. How we knacking?
I'm fine, thank you.
Lovely.
Now I'll tell you how I arrived.
Yeah?
I was born in 1929.
Right.
My mother and father had been to Weybridge to the carnival.
Right.
And my sister Peggy was 2 years older. She was in the pushchair. And they had a very good carnival in Weybridge, as they had done for many years. And when it was over, they had to walk back again to Limail, where I was born. And when we got home, Mummy didn't feel very well. And I was ready to arrive.
Oh.
So Father had to turn around and walk back down Eglisell Road.
Yeah.
Where Nurse Brown lived, on the right-hand side, just where you go up through to the village.
Oh, right.
Just below the church, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And I arrived. And they said I've been a carnival ever since.
And you said that Father had to walk home?
Father had to walk home, yes. Well, he had no bike. Everywhere we went, we walked.
Oh, I see. Oh, hang.
I walked to school, and Peggy, we walked to school and walked home every day. Yeah. What about today with the buses they got and all the rest of it? And I walked to work when I started work. I left school when I was 14.
Yeah.
Left school Friday dinner time and started work Monday morning when I was 14, and worked till I was 70.
Yeah.
Retired when I was 70.
Yeah. Because for those that don't know, Limail, what's that, mile and a half outside of Eglisell? Something like that, is it?
Yeah, mile and a half.
Yeah.
It is several miles when you're walking it all the time. But about a mile and a half. They used to say 3 miles nearly from Hingham to Weybridge.
Yeah.
And back.
Yeah.
Which we did every day, all winds and weathers.
Yeah.
And winter time, we left home in the morning 8 o'clock to be in school by 9.
Right.
And we left school 4 o'clock to get home 5.
Cool.
And it was dark when we left and dark when we got home.
Yeah. And that was the girls' school?
Weybridge Girls' School, yes, down Eglisell Road, opposite Hawkey's Garage.
That's right.
Top of Cliff's End Hill.
Yes, yeah.
You know, Cliff's End Hill.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I was born down at Limail Cottage.
Yeah. Right
on the banks of the River Allen. There were 2 blue elven quarries there.
Right.
At Limail. And one was finished, and I think they called it the seam ended when they got to the end of the stone. Yeah. But the second one, my father worked in for a few years.
Yeah.
And that's where they got the blue elven stone from.
Yeah.
He worked for Sidney Jewell.
Yeah.
Had that quarry.
Yeah.
And about 5 or 6 men, I think, worked there. And 2 or 3 lorries used to go up and down every day. And Dad used to drill out a hole in the rock to put the dynamite in,
crumbs.
to blast out the stone.
Yeah.
And then the men used to load it into the lorries and take it down, I think, to Slade's Bridge, to the quarry there, because Sid Jewell had that.
That's right.
I
Castle
think,
Quarry, wasn't it?
yeah, down under Castle.
We always know it as Jewell's Quarry.
Jewell's Quarry. Well,
Yeah.
yes, it was the Sydney Jewell Quarry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was mother and father's names?
My father was Arnold Beare.
Right.
And my mother was Queenie Mitchell from Wadebridge.
Yeah.
And her parents had a bakery shop on Portmorla Road, opposite Glanville's.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I know.
But we never had any dealings much with them.
No.
My father's sister and Peggy, she was 2 years older than me, we were taken to Hingham to live in September 1935.
All right.
Because our mother had died and our grandparents looked after us until they died.
I see.
They had lived there many years and reared their family of 8.
Yes.
7 boys and 1 girl. And it was a very busy mill then. And there used to be a queue of horses and carts.
Was there really?
Waiting to use the mill.
Yeah.
And 3 of their sons were killed in the 1418 war.
Right.
And 1 was badly injured and was invalided out.
Right.
But he came home and got married and reared a family of 4.
Get away.
And lived until he was over 70, I think.
God. Say the Beare family was a big family.
They were
they?
a big family. Well, and of course there was lots more at Slade's Bridge and a lot of cousins. And each lot had a few more, if you know what I mean. The family seemed to grow.
Yeah.
But we had no transport, of course. Everywhere that you went or did anything, you walked.
Yeah.
So you didn't meet or greet people.
No.
In fact, we always had something to do. There was always a job to be done. And even as kiddies, we had jobs to do, you know. And we were happy doing it, you know.
It is a lovely little setting down at Hingham. And
it's a lovely place to live. I liked it. I loved living there. And although we had no mother, Grandma was lovely. She, poor soul, I feel sorry for her. I don't know. She coped. She reared her family. And then just getting back on her feet and thinking of retiring, and she slumbered with me. And I'm sure I wasn't easiest to get on with. But, you know, we were fine. Yeah. We did as we were told.
Yeah.
We all sat and had meals together at the table, and you didn't leave until it was told to, you know, you can go.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you didn't eat your dinner, you didn't have anything else.
No.
You ate what was put in front. And we had a cooked meal every day.
Yeah.
And basically a fried breakfast every day before we went to school.
Really? Yeah.
And of course, as I've said later on, there was no fire, no heating, no electric. No telephone, no television, you know.
No.
And Grandma used to light the fire in the mornings and put the frying pan on the top and cook breakfast for us. And my father went as well, of course, because he'd lost Mum and gone. So we were well looked after. Yeah. We had no hot water. You had to boil the kettle or light the copper in the wash house, you know, to do the washing. It was all done. The washing was washed and boiled and rinsed. And it was rinsed with a blue bag, Reckitt's blue bag, to bring the whiteness out in the sheets and the underclothes and whatever. Everything was hard work. I look back and wonder how they did it years ago.
Yeah.
But they did. And, I mean, the workmen, they all had food when they came, if people that came to help, and they were all helped with food. Yeah. We had a penny a week to spend, our pocket money.
Right.
And we used to go to Granny Baker's shop on Egglesale Road.
Right.
About halfway down from the church, between there and Copse's Corner.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right at the beginning of the playing field, or the end of whichever way you're walking, whichever. And a Miss Talkin worked in there. And they sold underclothes and shoes, and socks and stockings and things like that, hankies and stays.
Right. What's a stay then?
You don't know what a stay is. I don't know where you've come from. Stays we wore in the winter.
Right.
How can I describe it? Like a waistcoat.
Right.
Button down the front, no sleeves, just like a waistcoat. And it was made of sort of winceyette, flannelette,
I see.
warm cloth.
Yeah.
And it was it was over your vest to keep your chest warm so that you didn't catch cold.
Yeah.
And you had a sheet of thermogene inside to stay across your chest to keep the cold out.
God.
We did walk to school, mind. It was cold days walking to school. Yeah. And in Miss Baker's, I used to like a humbug. They had a big humbug, and it was crunchy, mint, almost a bit toffee-like in the middle, but it was coated in chocolate.
Oh,
and you had that was a farthing.
right.
So on Mondays, I had a humbug. We had a penny for the week. So I had a humbug and perhaps a few jelly babies or something. And then the other halfpenny we spent on Friday. And we had a big cornet with like a big marshmallow, round marshmallow on the top. And it was coated around with coconut.
Oh, lovely.
Or a few toffees, or Wrigley's chewing gum.
Oh, yeah.
And bubble gum we had. That was our extravagance for a week. And that was a whole penny spent. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And Granny Baker was a lovely old soul. We called her Granny Baker. I don't know why, but she was a Mrs. Baker.
Yeah.
And it was one of the double-fronted shops with bay windows in the front and a path up through the middle.
All right.
It's a nice little house that she lived in there.
Because Ellis Baker, he still lives along Exeter Road.
Does he still? They went. I think they went to live in what we called Granny Baker's house.
All right. Yeah.
It was there or nearby, near the Braggs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mike Bragg was just down there a little bit. Yeah.
Well, they're 2 or 3 up towards Egglesale Church.
I'll ask Ellis when I see him next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember him.
Yeah.
Teasy little devil when he was going to school.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. That's my school, where I came from.
And the railway line, that went close to Hingham.
The railway went up through Hingham.
Yeah.
It came up over the bridge, just Weybridge side of
Where Trelawney
was. Of Trelawney. Yeah. Just before you get to Trelawney, I think, went up. And it went up through Trewerder.
Yeah.
There was Lower Trewerder, where Admiral Cayley lived.
All right.
And Mr. and Mrs. Thomas and Ivy Thomas lived there, and Bernard Thomas. And then Middle Trewerder, Admiral Cayley lived, and the Rosary Garden was down below them, but behind Trelawney.
Yeah.
And then higher Trewerder, Uncle Henry and Uncle Cecil, Grandad put them in there, and they farmed. And when they retired or died, Peter Key lived there.
Yeah.
And that goes across to the top of Egglesale village.
Yeah.
You go out through the Best Park.
Yes, I know.
One of my mother's brothers, Uncle Tommy, lived in Best Park, farmed.
Yeah.
He had Tommy and Michael. I think they're building there now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, because the house, Best Park House, was knocked down. Oh,
was it?
Yeah. And now they're building,
Yeah,
nearly finished there, I think, now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, estate there and that, yeah.
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 Well.
All changed.
It does change, yes. Yeah. I go out sometimes, and if I was put somewhere blindfold, I wouldn't know where I was.
No.
It's not recognisable.
No.
I can't believe you know, the number of houses and properties. Bodmin, I think, is more than confusing, where you can't go round a Dunmere and turn right, you know, and go St Austell that way. You've got to go up around and
clock.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it does change.
So then the train then would go right up St Kew, would it?
Come up through Delabole. Yes, up through Delabole and St Kew Highway. Yeah, and on to Lanson.
Yeah.
We used to run over Saturday dinner times when we left work, when I was in Weybridge working, and catch the train about 10 to 1, something like that, and go up. The farm workers and the workers that came to the mill and brought corn and that to be done, that was the clock. The train that come up sort of 10 o'clock was crib time. And one come up 10 to 1, something like that. That was dinner time. They never had... Some had a pocket and chain watch, you know, that they wore. But, I mean, that was their clock. They knew when to come in for dinner or a cup of tea or you know. And they used it too. I mean, it was, you know.
So was it passenger or goods and passenger? Or?
I think it was mostly passenger train.
Yeah.
But I think there was a certain amount of good carried on it because they stopped. There was all the halts. It's like going from Weybridge to Bodmin. There was Dunmere halt and Nansdalen halt and Grogley and there was 4 halts, wasn't there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Because there's a platform there, shooting range or something, there's a platform as well. There,
in the valley bit there. I'm not sure on that. But I know we used to catch it. Yeah. And I used to like going to Padstow on the train. That idiot that took the trains away from Weybridge, I mean, he should have been...
Yeah, pity.
It's an awful loss, I feel. We used to love to go over and catch the train down to Padstow.
Yeah.
Lovely shops in Padstow Street. Donald Raw's was a beautiful shop, ladies' outfitter. And yes, we loved that. And there was a shoe shop there. And I know one day we were down Padstow one Sunday on the harbour, packed, heaving. Padstow was always busy. Scores, hundreds of people around. There was a band playing and we listened to the band and wandered around. And there was a lovely ice cream shop right on the front. So I went in and got myself an ice cream and come out and I was eating this lovely ice cream. And a group of people came along and one bloke was big and loud, if you know it, you know. And his mates were with him. They was all laughing and joking, one across the other. And he went in for his ice cream. And he came out the door. And to go in the ice cream shop, there were 2 or 3 steps.
Right, yeah.
And he came out and he stood on the step. And he said, now look at that. He held up this ice cream. He said, that's what you call a proper ice cream. And he had 2 great scoops of ice cream and a flake in the top. And he stood there like that and whoosh, a seagull took it right out of his hand and went off with it. I turned me back, I walked away. I was killing myself laughing. I'd never seen it. You hear about people saying, oh, they took this and they took that, but I'd never seen it happen. No. And if I went to Padstow now, the first thing I do is look in that door and expect to see him there with this look and the seagull. Brilliant. Hilarious, it really was. But I soon finished my ice cream. They didn't do the same to me, you know. Yeah.
Lovely. So you spent all of your schooling, was that all at girls' school?
All at girls' school, Weybridge, yes. I left there when I was, you had to leave when you was 14.
Yeah.
I think it was about 16 or 18 now or
that's
something.
That's right, yeah, it is. Yeah.
But yes, and I worked at Wills's warehouse for Mr. Frank Wills in the office. And I was there about 12 years.
Yeah, and that's up Motor Street, wasn't it?
Yes,
on the left?
Yes,
right.
yeah. And I got married and, of course, went to Polzeath to live.
Yeah.
Had a job down there for 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
And
what was that doing then?
I worked for R.C. Williams in the little drugstore that he had there. Williams's chemist.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
My friend Bridget was working there, and she got married.
Yeah.
And of course, married a farmer, so she was often
John Taylor.
John Taylor, yes, and said to me, "If you want a job, there's one going," and I got it, and I was there for 13 years. Yeah. And then I went to work. That packed up. I feel the shop belonged to Philip Cooch.
Oh, yeah.
The premises.
Yeah.
And I think the lease was up and Mr. Williams had to give it up.
I see. Yeah.
Well, he retired by this time. I mean, time's going on, you know. And Bertie Bashford had the post office in Polzeath, and they wanted somebody, and I got the job there. And for nearly 30 years, I worked post office counter, Polzeath.
Brilliant.
Loved every second of that. I loved that job. It was wonderful. Yeah. And I think now it's so sad the post office is all gone.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
And we were busy all the time. And I know things have modernised, but the telegrams and things like that we had to do, and you had a counter with a queue out the door, and you'd had to stop and send a telegram to Switzerland or somewhere like that, you know? And you couldn't understand what they were saying half the time. And the place names, the A. Appleby, Billy C. Charlie D. David E. Edward F. Freddie. And so we had it off so that we could say, you know, A for Apple and all this on the phone. We were busy all the time.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful job. I loved every second of that. And met quite a lot of different stars, really, in Polzeath.
What other shops was down there then?
Well, the post office was in the grocer's shop, which was Fred Mayle's.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Until they went, of course. Well, I think Bertie Bashford bought it from Fred Mayle.
Ah, right.
Freedom Mayle was there, and she married Harvey Tuttle, and he died. There was Philip Cooch's, the grocers, and there was a restaurant cafe at the end of that.
Yeah.
And Stotts had the paper shop.
Yes, yeah.
And who was the lady with the little shop on the sand? Can't think of her name. She had a little shop, and then the garage was there. They did petrol and whatever, and Anne's Cottage.
Yeah.
And then the dairy was opposite Codes.
Oh, yes.
And then they had the chip shop.
Yeah.
I believe that's gone now, isn't it? Or going. And then the three Miss Taylors were across the road in the bungalow from there. And the butcher's shop, Jim Sleeman ran that for some years.
Did he really?
Yes, I remember Jim coming there.
Yeah. Cool, you had everything down there, really.
Yes, it was lovely.
Yeah.
And of course the summer was horrendous. It was so busy. It was,
even back then.
Yes, it was. It was very busy.
Yeah.
But we were in a furnished house for 10 years. Right. The first 10 years we were married. And we saved enough in that 10 years to put down a deposit on Braemar, where we bought eventually the top of the hill.
Yeah, because the oyster catcher wasn't called the oyster catcher back then, was it?
No. I have to think about these things to remember the names. It's difficult on the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
You're cleverer than I am.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yes, I can't remember what it was now. But
because was it the Rook family?
Cath Rook.
Yeah.
Well, they had the hotel at the top of the hill, Polzeath Hotel.
That's right.
But that isn't Polzeath Hotel now, is it?
No, that's right. No.
See, it changes, and I know when I was in post office counter working, and I know one day, Roy Hodges was the postman, and he came in and said to Bertie, "We've got a Mrs. came in and said, we've got a problem. Roy's poorly and can't come to work. Oh, nobody to deliver the post." I said, "Oh, I'll do it. I know where everybody lives." And off I go with the bag, delivered the post, and he came out part way up to Highcliffe and found me going along up there somewhere. But I did New Polzeath. And we lived in this furnished house in New Polzeath, Cranfield, right at the top of the steps when you go off the beach. If you go up the steps, right there on beautiful position.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, 8 bedrooms, big lounge and dining room, massive inside it was.
Yeah.
4 garages, 2 bathrooms, and we didn't pay any rent.
Right.
I had to keep it clean and get it ready for when they came down for their holidays.
I see.
And we had a small flat at the back through the summer because they would have the big house.
Yeah.
And then I'd go in and spring clean it all again, for the next year.
Yeah.
They had a dining room and a big, long oak table.
Right.
And it sat 16. And I put a cloth on the table with the steps on the top and painted the ceiling.
Oh.
It was massive.
Yeah.
But they were delighted. The house was lovely when they came down. It was all done and clean. And it gave us our mortgage, and we worked then and paid our mortgage. Where would I be today after Graham died? You know, he was 57 when he died. I had a home then, and we just finished paying for it, you know. So where would I be,
Exactly.
I'm lucky in lots of ways.
Yeah.
I moan, but...
Yeah. So where was Graham from? Was he a local chaplain or no?
Graham was born in Polzeath.
I thought so. Yeah.
And his mother was a Brickwood.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember
Brickwood families, yeah. And she married Harry Oak Hoskin.
Yeah.
And don't ask me where the oak comes from, but it goes... Because Graham was Graham Henry Oak Hoskin. So it's a family name that goes back through the ages.
And I remember because he was a bus driver?
Yes, for Kinsman's. Oh, he loved his coach was his pride and joy.
Yeah.
He loved his driving, and he was a good driver and very popular. And, and he travelled an awful lot, did all Europe with his...
Did he? Really?
Yes, yeah.
No sat-nav back then?
No, nothing. And I know the first time he went, he took a crowd from Newquay, and... Always when he went away, I baked a cake before he went and packed up so that he had something to, like packing crib every day as we did, And I packed the cake, and some of the people that went came to the Polzeath to see me, say they enjoyed the cake and blah, blah. And the man said to me, he said, we couldn't believe he'd never been abroad before. And he crossed to France on the ferry, I take it. And he said, jumped in the coach and drove the wrong side of the road as if he'd done it all his life.
Dear.
And he'd never done it before. And they were so fascinated with this. They thought it was wonderful. He did Switzerland. He loved Switzerland. God. We were always going to Switzerland. That was going to be our treat at the end of the mortgage and all this paraphernalia when we could have a holiday again, But, of course, we never got there. But he said, going up the mountains, and you look down there and just down there.
Sheer drop, isn't it? Yeah.
Sheer, absolutely.
Yeah. But
he didn't bat an eyelid. He never happier than when he got the wheel in front of him and he was driving. Many's the time on a Sunday, if he wasn't working, which was rare, but if he wasn't, he'd say, should we go for a drive, dear? Yeah, all right. Yeah. Well, we'd go out, and I knew jolly well we were going somewhere where he had to turn a coach. And it was a big 53-seater. It was quite a big coach. And we go somewhere, and 9 times out of 10, it was to a church. He'd have a ringer's out, and he'd say, can I turn the coach? Yeah, plenty of room, you can turn the coach. And one place he went, and I feel it was Taradrath way, anyway, but he went into this church and he had to back more than half a mile out because there was nowhere that he could turn this coach. So if ever we went for a trip on a Sunday, I knew we were going, and he had one of these measures, like the big that they... And I would be trailing along the road, taking the measure back to half a mile to see if he could turn it. Blooming coach,
God.
Fun. Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Because Kinsman's was quite a big firm, wasn't it? So who else
they
drove
they
them?
were the top of the hill, top of Dunmere Hill. Kinsman's,
Right.
the garage was all along the left there, a big garage, and
Yeah.
Headley Kinsman was the mayor of Bodmin for donkey's
right.
years. His son, Mike is still living, Mike Kinsman. And there's a girl, she was the mayoress of Bodmin,
All right.
the daughter. She was a nice girl.
Yeah.
Phyllis Langsam was the conductress. Well, she did the tickets.
Yeah. And 'twas long days, wasn't it?
Well, depending what they were doing, really. If they they did the school runs every morning and evening in school term, obviously. Well, if they went to Polzeath, they go to Polzeath 2 or 3 times and back in a day.
Right.
And a lot of places that they drove was taking people to work and bringing them back. Go 8 o'clock and back 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they always went to Plymouth on Thursdays.
Right.
But through the summer, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, they did a tour. Lou and Paul Perrow, Land's End was another day's tour. And Newquay, of course. Tintagel and Boscastle was another day. You'd go for an hour each one, you know.
Yeah.
They were out every day in the summer. There was no break. And, well, just as well, because I was working all day anyway. And I had a half-acre of garden in Braemar.
Oh, did you?
And I loved every inch of that garden.
Yeah.
I had a beautiful garden. And it took me all my time keeping it going as well. Graham would cut the grass periodically if he was home. And he could cut it like a bowling green, you know, with the lines.
Yeah.
I could never do it straight like that. I went round and it was never the same. But if he did it, he always did a better job than I did. And I used to get livid. I couldn't make head or tail of it. I can't see straight, I think. He didn't know Daisy from Dandelion.
No.
But he'd cut the grass.
Yeah.
And he loved his veg garden.
Yeah.
And he never grew a spud nor a pea or bean or anything. I did it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm happier out playing in the earth than I am doing anything, really.
Yeah.
Good exercise.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I hope you liked that. 'Twas very enjoyable recording, and I say there'll be a little bit more of Win again next week. So I won't talk too long now. We've been a little bit quieter this week. In fact, we was that quiet, we did have 2 days where we didn't have funerals. And so not only did I record Win, but the next day I did record another old Bridger. And that'll be coming on in weeks to come, which was another brilliant interview. So I'll keep you guessing who that is. And 'tis funny how things go, really, coincidences, because like a week or 2 ago, I was up with John up St. Wen doing his interview. And then last Friday, we had a funeral up St. Wen Church, which was a retired funeral director, somebody I'd known for, well, quite a few years now. So 'tis funny how we was back up there again. But as for me word of the week, Cornish word, I was thinking, for those of you that aren't local, you can Google Hingham Mill, where Win was brought up. And there are pictures there of it, because it is actually a listed building. And it's got a lovely water wheel there on the side. And so then I thought that would be me Cornish word for the week, would be watermill, which is melon dower. And like I've said before with the Welsh, the Cornish, things are sometimes back to front, because melon is mill and dower is water. So it's mill water, but it is the water mill. So melon dower. But I say you can go on the internet and you can see, you know, photos there of the water mill at Hingham. And for me Cornish dialect words of the week, this was inspired. Me and Beth, we was out running at the weekend, and we went all out round Tregurls and come back down towards Prideaux House, and there was a field there with a load of pigs in, and there was a slightly smaller pig, and it reminded me of the Cornish saying nestlebird. And nestlebird was always said for the youngest or the smallest pig of the litter, or the youngest of the family that perhaps didn't want to leave home or whatever, and stayed home. So nestlebird. So I thought that's I did take a photo of it actually. Those of you that are friends on Facebook with me, you'll see this one. He's well, there's another saying, happy as a pig in, yeah, you know what, but he was lagged. But that's me dialect for the week anyway. Right, well, I'll leave it there, and I'll speak to you again next week. I'll say 'twill be a slightly different format next week. I think I'll do a little bit of talking, and then we'll have a nice bit of the interview again of Win. So I hope you have a good week. Wish you well. Do Guinness. Carnobus Ficken.